the 1955 State Boys Track Champions. The Panthers started the year auspiciously by completely dominating the Wisconsin Valley Conference indoor meet, something that had not been done before. The Thin Clads, as they were called in the 1955 Tatler, beat their arch rival from Wisconsin Rapids in a dual meet, then easily led the way in a quadrangular involving Marshfield, Merrill, and Antigo. Soon after those meets, the Thin Clads marched to victory in the Pentascholastic Tournament. That's the annual matchup of Point Rapids and La Crosse Central. There was another dual triumph, this one over Wausau, and still another landslide against Merrill, with the Panthers winning every event. And in between, Point had no trouble capturing the Central Wisconsin Relays, which it played host to at Gerke Community Stadium. The Wisconsin Valley Conference Outdoor was another success in the final regular competition of the year. In that sectional, the Panthers produced 11 state qualifiers in 9 events plus a relay team, and that contingent was the one which brought home the state Class A trophy. The season record reading: Valley Outdoor and Indoor titles, Penta Championship, victories in a quadrangular and 3 dual meets, first in the Central Wisconsin Relays, second in the Peacock Relays, first in the sectional, and co-state champions. It's hard to believe, but 1/4 of the total points scored in the Class A division of the state WIAA high school track and field meet over the weekend were produced by schools that had qualified in the Stevens Point sectional. Co-state champion Stevens Point leading the way with 21 points. Now here's a breakdown by the individuals. From Stevens Point, Don Ryskowski was first in the pole vault at 12 feet. Jimmy Terzinski was second in the broad jump and fourth in the 100. Wes Scheib was third in the 880. Bob Kostick fourth in the shot put. Dave Schrader fifth in the discus, and the relay team was fourth. That team consisting of Dave Shull, Jim Borchert, Don Krusch, and Jimmy Terzinski. Coaching plays a lead role in any sport anywhere, and lest we forget, let's not overlook the contribution of Dwayne Donovan to the fine chapter written over the weekend in the track history of P.J. Jacobs High School. Coach Donovan produced a state championship team in 3 years. He took over as head coach of that sport in the spring of '53. He started virtually from scratch that year and immediately sent the Panthers on a march that last Saturday reached the goal, winning the state title, coming as a surprise to the coaches, the athletes, as well as the fans. Donovan had the good fortune to have his assistant this year and last, Harry Jasinski, who is also the cross-country coach. Jasinski proving invaluable as an aide, and Donovan will be the first to verify that fact. His chief work was with the distance runners, but his interest was in all events, and his enthusiasm for the sport rivaled that of Donovan. Athletes with lots of competitive desire and willingness to work and sacrifice are the basic requirements for a good track team. Throw in a couple of coaches who, by example, put this across with these athletes, and your good team becomes a great one. That was the story this year at P.J. Jacobs. The happy day for Coach Dwayne Donovan and P.J. Jacobs High School state championship track team was topped off on Saturday with yet another victory. That's when Coach Donovan won the coin toss between himself and Coach Stan Hanks of Rufus King to see which would take home the trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 1955 State Boys Track Champions to the SPASH Hall of Fame.